When you left, I found my fantasy. Still looking for the reason why I let you feel my demons. Now I know that when you're longing for a touch, that's when you call me. I don't mind if you cry. I don't mind, I don't mind, I don't mind. I'm done with your lies. I don't mind, I don't mind, I don't mind. What if you keep on ringing, don't you hope that I'm gonna pick it up? Oh God, why you keep on going backwards, keep on going backwards, no. You broke my heart and left a hole, I'm learning how to let it go. Somehow you won't see me going backwards, no. Now I know that when you're longing for my touch, that's when you call me. I don't mind if you cry. I don't mind, I don't mind, I don't mind. I'm done with your lies. I don't mind, I don't mind, I don't mind. I don't mind if you
with the Commish, Nate.
Boy, we got some stuff to talk about tonight. All kinds of things are taking place, and we're going to cover some of it before the offseason starts. So let's just jump right into it. Welcome to a little special edition of Press Pass Live. Oh, look at that. That's fun. Why is it not showing over here? Let me fix this for the regular stream. The vertical stream seems to be fine for some reason, but this one does not. It's because I got it turned off. There we go. Now we got it turned on, and it's how it's supposed to be. What up, Birdman? I see nobody was playing shooters tonight, so I figured I might as well do something here and do something pretty fun. So we got a lot of things that are happening in a very short amount of time. What up, Bill? We're going to cover the Cowboys' victory here for the OMFL championship. We're going to cover the latest Madden update, and one that I think we may have influenced, maybe. Who knows if that's real or not. I'm also going to cover the offseason, what's going to be coming up this offseason, what is new. We're going to find out together because I got to be honest, out of all the testing, all the things that I did this past offseason, running through the offseason to learn the new settings is not one of them. And so we're going to do that together, but we're also going to talk about how the flow of this offseason is going to go. Unfortunately for my buddy Bird, who wants me to get through an offseason in 48 hours, I can't do it. If any of you married friends of mine have experienced, after doing this for 25 years, there have been little sections of my marriage where it's been like, you need to probably pump the brakes on how much time you're spending over there. I'm in one of those moments right now, but it's okay. My wife is worth it. So we're going to go a hair slower, Bird. Be patient with me. It's not going to be that much slower. It's a difference of 24 hours, and I think it will be worth it. We're going to talk about the free agency, the draft, the abilities. We're going to talk about the new owner, trades, and some limits. But I'm sure a lot of us are going to know that. I'm looking for my old timers. A little disclaimer before we even get there. Looking for my old timers, my guys that have been around a long time. Help take care of the new friends, all right? We got a lot of off-season stuff we throw at people at a very short time. Help them out a little bit, okay? And also know that I may have to show some mercy and grace. D. Wayne is your newest OMFL champion. He beats Trey and the Chargers 27-24. The Cowboys and Coach Wayne continue to add to his legacy here in the OMFL. My allergies are acting up here tonight. We had a co-MVP awarded by Mr. Maniac Parsons and Williams. They're going to be the co-MVP. They're going to split the 2XP, 1XP each. You can see the game awards. We're going to be quarterback Anthony Richardson Sr. It's going to be your MVP. Dakota is going to be the Cowboys Coach of the Year. Devin McCool is going to be wide receiver, offensive player of the year. Demario Davis, your defensive player of the year. Good job there, Nate. But hey, at least it worked out for both of us. I got a second round pick for him. Offensive rookie of the year, Luther Burden III for the Bears. And then Abdul Carter for the Giants, your defensive rookie of the year. I would not be surprised if a lot of our OMFL awards that we are wrapping up here in the next 24-ish hours won't match a lot of these awards here. At least they match a lot of my own personal votes that I put in. So the Cowboys win an epic game. If you did not watch that game, I did send the link out to everybody in a DM. It was one of the more instant classic games that we've ever had, especially in the bowl game. It was just a great game. It was a lot of fun to watch. One of the cleanest games FPR wise that we've ever had. I usually automatically pick up on 2 or 3 things in these bowl games because guys like to stretch that FPR as much as they can because it is the last game of the season. I didn't pick up on anything. There was one that kind of said, that was interesting. Thought I seen a lot of zone on third down from the Chargers, but nothing that I actually wanted to go read and do numbers. So I think he was perfectly fine. And outside of that, we had a super clean game, a back and forth game. Ended up coming down to a big 4th down stop for the Chargers. They drive down. They could have went up by 7 with a field goal. They were already up by 4 or put the game really far away with a touchdown. They go for it on 4th and goal from the 2. They get stuffed. Cowboys get it, drive 98 yards for the game-winning touchdown. Chargers made another drive. They got really close. They were well deep in field goal range. 7 seconds left, I think, or 9 seconds left on a 2nd down. Runs a RPO, ends up throwing it out to the right side. Really bad decision. Throws a pick. Cowboys win. So congratulations to Trey and the Chargers for a great season. Dwayne and the Cowboys for another championship here. Great way to wrap up season number 116. It was great to call that game with Maniac and have him back around helping me out. It just was a lot of fun and a really good afternoon. All right, let's talk update really quick. I don't have these up on the screen. I'm just going to read them to you really quick, and I'm just hitting the highlights, the things that I think you should know about here in the OMFL CFM stuff. I will make sure that I put out a link in the description later on. I'll update that to the blog if you didn't read it. Just Google Gridiron Notes. It'll be the first one that pops up. I probably should be doing extra little videos here, but right now, live streaming is kind of the easiest way to get through this. So, quicker acceleration escape for quarterbacks. So as they escape the quarterback, if you have quarterbacks with high acceleration, they're going to escape the quarterback a bit quicker. I'm interested to see if that does or doesn't affect anything here. I think our rules allow guys to use mobile quarterbacks. I think just naturally people tried to avoid some of that. Safety coverage has been tweaked a bit. There are a couple of plays where the safety would take these dramatic twists or turns and take themselves out of position. I don't remember seeing a ton of that, but to be honest with you, safety play can be really, really bad sometimes. So, and my team was so bad, I can't tell if it was just me, my team, or Madden. Evidently, they made some tweaks there. Hopefully, that runs a little bit smoother and a bit better. There were some pass rush changes. They did some triggers for CPU defenders. They also did some triggers that were not allowing user defenders to be as effective as they could. That worries me a hair, especially in a CFM where we definitely have some user defensive linemen. I don't want it to be too powerful. I need it to still be balanced here because we've seen guys like Joker who can just take over a game using a defensive tackle in the backfield every single play. I am hoping that that is not something that happens. We will see. I do hope, though, that it ticks up the pass rush. Pass rush numbers are pretty bad this year. We can come look at them really, really fast. And then we'll go look at some retirees before we get out of here. But look at the stats and awards. Come over here to defensive stats. I think your top sack leader was 15. So Verse had 15, a couple of guys at 14. Those numbers need to be a hair higher, and we'll keep tweaking the pass rush. I think we got it better in the last quarter of the season, but I think we can still do a better job. Let's see how the new update affects it a couple of games into the season, and then we can make some more tweaks if we need to. What else was changed? Oh, kickoff. Kickers with 99 kick power can now kick 70-yard field goals. I don't love that. Currently, we are at... We're at 50, so we're at default on field goal power. This may need to go back to 45. We will see how it plays, but my assumption is we can't, there's no way I can allow a couple of guys to be kicking 70-yard field goals. That's madness. Let's see how it plays. Give it a chance to sort of do its thing. 70-yard field goals, though a bit more realistic because kickers have such legs now. Not something I want to see in the CFM. And then the one that I think we may have had influence on, at least we updated a couple of, or the one connection that we have. I'm hesitating, not meaning to. I'm hesitating on purpose. Is the coach firing that we had happened to us a couple different times. So when guys were leaving the league, which I need to check and see. Kobe's still in here. I mean, sooner or later, I'm going to have to give him El Buto, but we will leave him in here until we're ready to invite the new guy tomorrow. When we removed an owner from the league, that team would automatically sign one of the top team's coordinators as their head coach. Lucky, though, whenever the new owner would join and fire that head coach, because we do created coaches around here, those coaches would go back to their open teams. I'm a little nervous about what's going to happen here in the offseason, but supposedly they have fixed that, so that will not be happening anymore. That's a really good thing. So those are the quick 10,000 foot view of the highlights of the latest update that I think just kicked in here today. Let's look at the retirements from 2025. Yeah. So this would be season 115. Jimmy Ward is going to take a run around the lake. Lakin Thompson, Dinko Artry, Amir Abdullah. That guy's been in the league for 11 years. That's crazy. Russell Wilson finally hangs it out. An offensive lineman. Zadarius Smith, Shaddai Ward, Zettler. Just trying to hit the ones that like really stick out. Cameron Haywood, that one's going to suck, but Pepper posted about that. At least he gets back some flexibility in his cap space. Cooper Kupp retires. Neither one of these guys are any good, but it's funny. This guy retires after 4 years at 27. That's hilarious. Bradbury, Gilmore, Eckler, Riley. My goodness, the Commanders got whacked. Fant, Wagner, Von Miller. My goodness. Beacom, John Jenkins. Funny thing is I met him. Me and my kids met him. He used to play for the Saints, and we were doing some work with him through my work. Hopkins. Another guy that retired kind of young. DJ Humphreys. My goodness, J.J. Jansen, 19 years. That's a long time. Dalton retired. Thielen retired. Mercedes Lewis retired. 20 years. I didn't even know he was still playing. Falco retired. Another guy retired after just a couple of years. Those running backs, man, they're like, yo, I'm out. Another long snapper retired. Taysom Hill is gone after only 9 years. Sharif Whitaker. Thomas Morstead, another really great guy. Trent Williams. Ooh, that's a big blow. Cameron Jordan. Good day, sir. Leonard Floyd. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Darren Waller. Grady Jarrett. Chris Jones. Hakeem Hunt. Clowney. Mack. Dupree. Allen. Campbell. None of these guys really have like, oh my goodness, what are they going to do without him? Outside of maybe the Steelers, but a lot of these guys are old. Benito. Michael Burton. Davis retired, so thank you for my second round pick. Ferguson. Mr. Rogers, who came in and helped the Bears. Slay, Kuntz, Barrett, Campbell. You can see the list here yourself. Nobody's super shocking outside of a handful of guys retiring after 8, 9, 5 years, you know. Blackshear after 4. These running backs are like, nope, I'm done. I'm not taking another hit in this league. Probably too many spin moves by Bird. Too many hit sticks by Dwayne. All right, you can go check out that list yourself. I think nothing super major there. A couple guys probably were already super prepared for them. So what's next? Let's go find out together. Again, I did not do this during the offseason, and I probably should have. I was just doing testing on sliders, on XP, on retirements, regression, progression, like that kind of stuff. I was not really paying attention to the step-by-step process. So let's just sim to the Super Bowl. I don't want it to skip anything. All right, here we go. We're going to let that thing sim. So what's next? Resigns. I'm going to get this. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and do that now while this is doing its thing. I think Bill's already done it because these guys are on top of it. I appreciate Bill. He did. So the resigns is posted. Let me make a copy of this. Copy link. One of the new things that we're doing, as this thing is doing its thing, one of the new things that we're going to do is we are not going to adjust the XP. What up, Racer? We're not going to adjust the XP for the playoffs. We're going to leave it alone and just see how it plays out. It was an accident that we did it this past time, but I think we're going to leave it alone, see how it plays out, see how it goes, and just let it, roll as long as nothing crazy happens. So we're going to let it go from there and see exactly how that plays out. The rules are posted, the FPR suggestions. So if you have FPR suggestions, that is open to you. You can get those things posted. Let us know what you would like to see us do differently, and we will give it some considerations, and we will give it a vote. The incentive plan is open. Let me pull up the incentives again while this thing is simming through. Incentives. So make sure you get those incentives done. The votes are also still up and ready for people. All right, this thing is ready for me. All right, let's get over here. Let's see what this offseason does, because I have an idea in my head, just don't know how it's going to work. All right, so we're going to advance the week. I think this is simming the Super Bowl. I'm going to take some notes here to make sure I got this right. I'm a Saints fan, Racer, and that is hard to admit, but that is what I am, and always have been a big-time Saints fan. Okay, so currently, under head coach, this is where we currently are. You go to GM's office, and nope, that's not, yes, re-sign players. And so this is where you re-sign players. What up, Kevo? And so if you have players to re-sign, these are going to be your options. Remember, we have rules around that. So here in the OMFL, matter of fact, let me go ahead and make a copy of those FPR. We do have FPR mainly around how you can offer contracts. So that is something really important that we don't need anybody to forget. Again, we've got a lot of new guys here, so I'm probably going to be submitting more messages to everybody more than normal, because I'm trying to help those guys out. It is a lot in a very little time. So let me copy this link. So those limits, I'm just going to read them right here to you really quick, are going to be around how much cap penalty you can have. So we are in year 2. You can have 20 million. You can earn up to 1 more million for bronze incentive plan, 2 more million for silver, 5 more million for gold. We really incentivize getting that gold and putting forth that effort. The trades are open. If you've been in this league any amount of time, including the new guys, they can submit trades. I think everyone gets 2 trades, and then you can earn more trades with the incentive plan. So everybody has 75 overall and up count. Rounds 1 through 3 count. 4 through 7 can only be added to fill in gaps. Every team, is it 2? Why do I not see the limits? Yeah, 2. There it is. No. Yes, 2. So 2 trades with the max of what the game allows. That's what every player has. Then you can earn more with the incentive plan. I think you can earn up to 2 more. So everybody could have 4 if you get gold in the incentive plan. You can only have 2 future draft picks traded away. None of them can be first-round picks, and no team can have more than 3 first-round picks in a single season. We really try to protect those because guys, as you can see in the last couple weeks, leave in groups, and we had a group that just recently left. Free agency, when we get there, any player, that's in season. We're not in season. This is for in season. I mean, during the off season. Words are escaping me. It's late at night. You can use any of the in-game contract options except for custom contracts. The only way that you can use a custom contract is to increase the money, increase bonus, increase contract amount, increase years. You can never decrease, and you can only use those if you earn them. So you have to earn them, you have to use them. If it is awarded, that counts as one of them. You have to post that was awarded, and you must have proof of all your contracts. So if you get called to the carpet, you got to have a photo or something that you can provide showing how you made those bids. You do not have to stream them. I have to edit some rule language here. I don't expect guys to stream their offers, but you need to have proof, and that can be also earned. So that is something that can be done. No, it is here saying photo evidence, any in-game options. You cannot deliberately cut a player from your team and then go bid for them in free agency. If you don't re-sign them, that's fine. But if you cut them, you cannot go bid for them unless that cut was made during the last season. If it's made during this portion, if it is done from now forward, you cannot go bid on them until the last round of free agency. When we get into the last round of free agency, then they are opened up. Any player that you sign a free agent contract must be on your team until week 15 of that season. Then you can cut them or trade them in that following offseason, trying to keep guys from going out and bidding a bunch of money, signing a bunch of players, and then not using them. The offensive position changes are listed here. We have a farm. Every player must go through the farm at all times. And then you have the restricted XP that you can't use on specific players. Your max XP, 6 per player, 3 per one attribute, and then nothing on speed, jump, kick power, throw power, or any attribute once it gets to 90, unless you use your restricted XP that you can win through the incentive plan. We have our roster minimums, all that stuff. And then you see contracts and player movement. I will post all of this that you can read and go through it. Let's just help each other out. So we are here at the re-signs. This is currently for you to hire and fire your head coach. You can also fire your offensive coordinators from here, but we are not opening it up for people to sign offensive coordinators. I'm going to fire one just to see how this works. So I'm going to come here and fire Benjamin Turner. View available staff. It is going to list them. That is exactly what we needed. So here are the things that we have to decide. The idea that I'm playing around with. Let me stop here. I want to advance one more week. I want to see what happens in the next week where it's fill staff. My idea that I'm playing with is week 1, resigns, fire staff. Week 2, bid on staff. So we will start a reverse draft order. We will use the current draft order. We will use the current draft order that we have, and it will be awarded per claim. And so if 3 owners put in a claim for a specific coordinator, and you can see as I advance there, it automatically signs. So I don't know that idea is going to work. I do want to see this. Can you keep re-signing players? You can only franchise tag, so that's good to know. So you can franchise tag in week number 2, but you cannot re-sign. And can you bid on... You can't. That's interesting. So you can't fire in week 2. Then that's okay. Staff week, fill staff. Well, there goes my idea. I gotta think. I'm gonna read the chat, make sure I'm not missing anything. I'm not missing anything. Then I don't understand what this... I don't understand this. Why is this in here? I'm missing it. Let's see what this says. I have no clue what this is. We're doing this together.
One season ends and the work begins on the next for players and coaches. Their goals are the same. Find weaker areas and make them strengths to bring into a new year.
So this is for new coaches. And this isn't really anything, is it? Here's the problem I'm struggling with staff members. If I just let y'all hire and fire willy-nilly, it's whoever gets first turn, whoever, and it's just like, it's not fair. It's not even. Ah, man. And I don't think there's enough time. I don't think there's enough time. All right, week 3. FA1, week 4, FA2, week 5, FA3, right? Week 6, I'm assuming, is scouting. Week 7, draft. It does have the evaluations, and maybe. It's a great point. It's a maybe. I'm just trying to see what's in here. So after week 5 or advanced 5 of free agency, week 3, there's free agent recap and private workouts. Week 7 is the draft. Is week 9 preseason 1? Yeah. So then we're back to regular stuff. So it would be 10, 11. All right. So here's what I'm thinking. Skip free agent week 1. Skip the draft recap. Skip 2 and 3, weeks 2 and 3 of the preseason. On re-signs, open up coach fires. Bids. On coaches. But we do re-signs a little bit longer than the other one. We're also going to skip franchise tag. If you want to franchise tag somebody, then you better do it before then. I guess I didn't test that. Can anybody in the normal CFM tell me if you can do franchise tags right now? Well, let's go check. I don't know why I'm asking y'all to do it. I've already figured out what I need to figure out in here. Randy says, will the new owners, whenever their teams are announced, get a chance to re-sign players before advance? They will be given the opportunity, but it won't allow them to, and we're going to have to protect players. The game locks you out, and usually they can't. So your brother and the new owner are probably going to get locked out when they swap. So let's go to GM's office. Can you franchise players right now? Crap, you can't. Is there a player that I don't... man, I can't take a chance on one of these guys actually signing with me to test. Do any of you guys... Okay, so Kev, you say you can. Is that for sure? Like 100% you had a player that rejected your offer and you can franchise tag? Perfect. I'm going to take your word for that. So we're going to skip the franchise tag. So protected lists, coach fires, re-signs in week 1, extend... Yeah, I think what we'll say is 7 p.m. Nah, that's not going to work. We'll say 4 p.m. to put in bids. We'll award owners, coaches, and then you can get in and get them before we advance at 8 p.m. all central. So it gives you 4 hours to see who you awarded. Go sign them. And if you can't do either and you fire the coach, then you get whoever the game gives you. And sorry, tough luck. Tough titty, said the kitty, but the milk's still good. We will skip week 2. We will skip week 3. We will play week 4, week 5, week 6, week 7. Skip week 8. Play preseason week 1. Skip 2 and 3. Stop in week 4 to fill rosters and then get us to the regular season. I will do the math. We're not staying in all of these 24 hours. Like the private workouts is probably half of the, a half time. Week 3 of free agency is not going to be a full 24. So like some of these will cut corners and we'll extend some of the others. So, all right. Nice. That's good to know. Thank you, Kev. So that's the recap. That's what the offseason is going to look like. Resigns. I will post this all tonight. I need to get a new chat up. Coaches, free agency. Remember the rules that we talked about. Draft, which will be Monday night. So the draft is Monday night. What's the date Monday? Today's the 22nd. Today's Wednesday, right? 23rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th? 27th. So October 27th, Monday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll get started early for my friends over on the East Coast. That's going to be really early for our West Coast friends. So hopefully 6:30 is going to be fine. Then again, if I get feedback that it's not, I'll start the draft at 6:30. Draft show at 6:30. We'll start the draft at 7 and give that extra 30 minutes. But we will see. Cool. I think that's going to be everything. Finally, our new owner, Mr. Ooh, I just forgot his name in our chat. Flavor. That's it. Flav, right? Is it Flav? It's hiding names right now. Not like, yeah, Flayboy. Is it Flyboy? Flav? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, make sure you guys welcome him in. Make sure you welcome in Randy's brother, who's also new here. He's been, though, in the community for quite some time. And, of course, we got our guy Zoe in here. We got our buddy Pepper back. Just help the guys out, man. It's a lot that we're throwing at people. We will also open up trades when we get to free agency week 1. So once I post that, our week 1, which is week 2 of free agency, we will open up trades and you can do them. They're done through Neon Sports. They have the limits. The committee will vote on that. Bill helps me from time to time when needed to organize that and make sure we're staying on top of that. We're looking to keep really fair trades. I asked the guys to allow a little bit of a 10% variance. That's not a hard, fast rule. If there's a trade that feels fair, they usually let it go. But I gotta be honest, what happened with the Vikings this past year is a prime example. We got 2 owners who both traded guys on their teams in Nicesanger and Big Hurt. Then they swapped teams. And the Vikings are a worse team after Big Hurt. They just are. I would argue that to the end of the earth. They're a worse team because of that trade that now Nicesanger's taken over and I think hurt that team. So we're trying to keep guys from hurting teams because they either move or they leave. And we're trying to keep that from happening. I'm trying to get D. Wayne on the show on Sunday afternoon. We'll do a press pass live just to update where we are in the offseason, cover some of the free agent signings. I'm trying to get D. Wayne there to do a little bit of an interview from his championship. He wanted to come jump on with me at the end, but I didn't have time. I had to go. I was already squeezing it in. So that is a lot of stuff to throw at everybody. I was hoping to play some shooters tonight, but I didn't see any of the guys on. Yeah, chats are dead. My buddy Pooty is playing OTG. I just don't have any interest in playing OTG tonight. So I will not be jumping in there. Did we advance in the deuce? Holy cow, we sure did. All right, I got a CPU in the deuce to go play. I feel like I just played that thing last night. It was 2 nights ago, but yeah. Last thing is, before we kind of wrap things up here, and I got to start taking care of my team. Tonight was just a quick throw it on show and see how things go. Is going to be around our waiting list. We drained our waiting list. I don't know how we got there, but that hasn't happened in 3 or 4 Madden cycles. Usually those guys don't budge because we haven't lost owners in a while. This Penguins thing, rewind even further behind that, the Winovus thing always comes in bunches because there are relationships connected there and they leave because the relationship that they're here for is more important than the community. And that often shows itself in the behaviors that were presented. Unfortunately, Kobe left because he didn't enjoy the Penguins thing. I'm going to keep some of our conversations private to honor him because I do want to honor Kobe in the time that he had here. But we're moving on. And I think we've got some really great owners and we will be a better league in this new year than we were this previous year. I think we've got more engaged guys who want to be here, guys who would be a part of the community a bit more. We had a group that was sort of behind the scenes, not being sort of the best humans to the leadership and the guys who are really engaged here. That group has now left as a group. So it is what it is. It sucks. I like all 3 of those guys. I have nothing personal against them. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to create a community that men and women, even though we don't have, it's a bit of a sausage fest in the grown folks community, mostly men here, find a space to unplug and find a place where they're building relationships and able to unplug from the stresses of life. I had a really interesting conversation that I'll share just sort of the highlights from today. One of my friends is a researcher out of Chicago, and he and I have a lot of really great conversations. He's a really good human being. And somehow, I was wearing my pullover, my grown folks pullover in my meeting with him today. And he said, what is that? What does that stand for? And so we started talking. I feel like I got to scoot over. I'm not centered, and that always bothers me. But he was asking about grown folks. He was asking about, like, what was it? Yeah, tell me about it. And so I was telling him about what we've created and why we've created it. And he was very intrigued. And we stayed on in like an extra 30 minutes just talking through men's mental health and loneliness epidemic, and men feeling disconnected and no places, and that this community is filling some of those needs. We're a pretty small community overall, but still, we built this from scratch, and you guys all built this, right? You built this with me. This has not been on my own. All of you that are a part of our community have helped build this place. And so he's like, bro, we could, there's people that would pay money to make this a legit thing and make it a legit 501c3 nonprofit and all this other stuff. And kind of got me excited. I was like, I don't know how that would all work, but let's talk about it. I'm saying all that to say I work as hard as I possibly humanly can. There are probably more things I can continue to do to protect the culture. I try to keep the political talk to a minimum, because that divides lines, divides humans. I try to keep separate chats for those who are only interested in mental health or spiritual health, where I post my church stuff. It's there for anybody to post anything. I just post my church stuff there because I'm a pastor. There's a place there for physical health. So no one's forced into those spaces. Those are spaces that you sort of just volunteer to go in and to be a part of, if that is something that you're looking for. And the ultimate goal here is, though, to build relationships and give a place where men are making sure that they are not putting themselves in a place where they're mentally unhealthy, don't have relationships, or unplugged and disengaged from society, and that we're creating a space for them. So I know that grown folks is important to me. It's important to the guys that are in this community, and I deeply appreciate everybody that's a part of this. I'm going to wrap it up there. We talked about the Cowboys. We talked about the latest update. We ran through the offseason to help me figure out exactly how we're going to play this and what we're going to do about coaches. We got the draft on Monday night. We're going to push for 6:30 p.m. and see if anybody pushes back that that's too early. We got our new owners that I'm asking you guys to help us out with. And then finally, we will open up trades at free agency round number 2. Down in the comments, if you're watching this unlive is not the word I was looking for. If you're watching this when it is not live, let me know what questions you still may have about the league, about the off season, about whatever's going on. And if you're just checking us out for the first time, thank you. Grown Folks is an adult gaming community. If you're over 18, you play video games. We probably have a group of people here that play the games that you play. Come check us out. The Discord details are down in the description. A lot of D's there, but don't worry, there's a lot of D's in our group. And this is about the OMFL, the world's oldest online Madden league. 24 years, will be 25 this coming January, and still rocking and rolling. It has been absolutely amazing. Guys, I am getting up out of here. I appreciate you hanging out with me for a special edition of Press Pass Live. We had one earlier as Maniac and I called the game. I appreciated him doing that for me. I think I covered all the bases. Now I need to go put some messages together and start getting this out into everybody's hands. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Take care of yourselves. Have a great Thursday. Hopefully I'll be back with you tomorrow night. We'll stream some shooters with the guys and get some things done. I love you. Take care of yourselves. All right. Peace.
Smash that like and subscribe.